Recently, someone asked me, "Hey, do you trade stocks or cryptocurrencies? Can you get in now and make money right away?" My answer is very straightforward. There's absolutely no way to make big money instantly. Hello, everyone. Today is August 6th, 2025. Today, let's talk about the right mindset for making money and why you need to calm down and learn some skills. In this era, it seems like everyone is a bit too eager for quick success and instant benefits. When it comes to making money, most people's reaction is, I need to make money as quickly as possible. Very few are willing to spend a few months settling down to really learn some genuine skills and knowledge. Because nowadays, there are all kinds of online courses teaching you how to make money. As a result, many people fall into a vicious cycle. After finishing one course, they move on to another, and after completing that, they go to yet another course. In this way, you never really settle down to learn, nor do you actually put anything into practice. Take stocks and cryptocurrencies, for example. If you enter the market now without understanding anything, 99% of people will definitely lose money. Why? Because this is a zero-sum game. The money you earn is definitely someone else's loss. This money doesn't just appear out of thin air. I saw a piece of news today, it's been about a month, about Rogers, this big shot. He sold off all his US stocks. Why? Because he thinks the US stock market might fall this year. On this point, I actually agree with his view because I've also sold about 50% of my US stocks. Why didn't I sell the remaining 50%? Well, that's because as an American, there's the issue of filing taxes every year. If your stock gains are too high, then your total income tax declaration for the year will reach a higher bracket. For example, if you earn $100,000 this year, you might pay 20% in taxes. But if you earn $200,000, your tax rate might not be 20% anymore, but 40%. So taking everything into consideration, I think that if I sold everything now, my tax rate would be too high, so I only sold half. I agree with Rogers' view. I think there might be a big change in the second half of this year. Of course, if the prices really drop by then, I can always buy back some of the stocks I sold. That way, I still make some profit. Why do I tend to trust the advice of these investment gurus? These big names are people who have truly experienced market cycles and have been through all kinds of ups and downs. Of course, I don't have as much experience as they do, but I've also gone through my own period of ups and downs. I started out with Amazon. You could say that's where I made my first pot of gold. Then I tried dropshipping, did affiliate marketing, and now I'm also trying things like selling on Douyin and more recently Xiaohongshu, which has become popular. I've tried all of those. Some of these things might not be as simple as people imagine. I'll gradually talk about all of this in my future videos, including how to make money on YouTube. If you search on YouTube, for example, if you search now for how to make money online, you'll see videos pop up saying you can earn $250 or $200 a day. YouTube might have put more restrictions on this kind of content now. These days, you might see claims like making $1,000 or $2,000, maybe $3,000 a month. But if you look at older videos, a lot of them would claim you could make several $1,000s a day. Yeah, those were basically ads, and now there are a lot fewer of those videos. This person claims to make $2,000 a week, which is a more acceptable figure. That's about $500 a day. So let's take this as an example, $500 a day. That's still within a relatively acceptable range. But this is already a bit exaggerated. What does this mean? It means that after watching a lot of these videos, you start to feel like making money is really easy. It makes you become very impatient and restless. In reality, many of these video creators are ultimately making money by selling courses. They use exaggerated titles to attract you, and then sell you so-called secrets to success. Of course, what they say might be true, but I have my doubts. So, my recommendation for everyone is to start off the right way. I suggest that you first try one-click dropshipping. Well, this model carries the lowest risk. As long as you invest your time, you don't need to put up any capital in advance. The core issue, as always, is still traffic. Once you learn how to generate traffic, that is, attract customers to your store, you can earn commissions. If you fail, you won't suffer any significant financial loss. The second is affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing means selling other people's products. For example, on platforms like Douyin or Taobao, when you see those product promotion videos, many times you're drawn in by a video, and below it there's what people call the little yellow cart. If you buy a product through that, the person who posted the video earns a commission. This model is also quite good because you don't need to deal with customer service repeatedly. All you need to do is bring in the traffic. Another recommended model is selling on Amazon. Although, as I mentioned in my own courses, the competition is pretty intense now, this model is still a good one. You can't just say that because the competition is fierce. the whole model doesn't work. A lot of people treat it like playing the stock market. They haven't really grasped the real tricks inside. They just give it a try. And if it doesn't work out, they say, oh, this model doesn't work, or oh, you can't make money trading stocks. That's why I suggest everyone should calm down and really study it seriously. Just learn it. And then after you start making money, you can think about investing. Let's imagine it this way. Two people. One person has a stable monthly income of 10,000 yuan, and he invests 10,000 yuan in the stock market or in cryptocurrency. The second person, on the other hand, doesn't have a very high salary, so he puts his previously saved 10,000 yuan into this stocks or cryptocurrency. Both of them study seriously, but given their different sources of income, their mindsets are completely different. For example, you might say, even if I lose this money, I'm not afraid. It's not about blindly losing money. At this point, your investment mindset is definitely different depending on whether you still have a monthly income or not. The role you play as an investor is also different, and ultimately, whether you end up making money or not, the outcome will definitely be different as well. You need to learn to make independent judgments. Also, if you want to make money from investing, you have to learn how to read those charts. Technical analysis, paying attention to relevant news, macroeconomics. You also need to decide when to buy or sell based on your own judgment. You can't always rely on other people's advice. So as for my plan, I think everyone can start with what I mentioned: dropshipping, affiliate marketing, or Amazon. Make some money first and then consider investment opportunities. Instead of chasing overnight riches, it's better to choose a direction where the risks are manageable, spend time learning in depth, keep practicing and optimizing, and then build a stable source of income. Once you have a solid foundation, then you can think about investing. Real wealth is built through time and skill accumulation, not through luck or speculation. That's all for today's sharing. If you found this helpful, please remember to like and follow. See you next time.